International Doodle Dog Day is celebrated annually on May 1st. It's a day dedicated to celebrating all the poodle crossbreeds like Golden Doodles, Labradoodles, and Bernedoodles, known for their friendly personalities, low shedding coats, and intelligence. Doodles are often considered hypoallergenic due to their poodle parentage, which produces less dander and shedding. However, no dog is completely hypoallergenic. Poodles are one of the most intelligent breeds, so most doodles inherit strong problem-solving and training capabilities. Doodles are among the most popular designer hybrids. Other common types include Sheepadoodles, Bernedoodles, and Cavapoos. Doodles are known for sudden bursts of energy, often racing around in circles with excitement. These are commonly referred to as zoomies. The first popular doodle was a Labradoodle, developed in Australia in the 1980s to serve as a guide dog for people with allergies. They are often great family dogs, known for their affectionate and friendly nature. They usually get along well with children and other pets. Harry Potter Day is celebrated on May 2nd each year. That date marks the anniversary of the Battle of Hogwarts, when Harry and his friends defeated Voldemort in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is the seventh and final book in the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, first published on July 21st of 2007. It concludes the epic story of Harry Potter's battle against the Dark Wizard Lord Voldemort, tying together the complex threads of prophecy, friendship, sacrifice, and destiny that run through the series. Instead of returning to Hogwarts, Harry, Ron, and Hermione set out on a quest to destroy the remaining Horcruxes, dark magical objects that contain pieces of Voldemort's soul. Along the way, they uncover the legend of the Deathly Hallows, three powerful magical items that may hold the key to defeating Voldemort once and for all. The book sold over 11 million copies in the first 24 hours and was adapted into 2 feature films and brought closure to one of the most beloved and influential fantasy series in modern literature. International Drone Day is celebrated every year, usually on the first Saturday of May. It was started in 2015 by David and Sarah O'Neill, who wanted to change the public's perception of drones, showing that they can be fun, educational, and useful tools, not just surveillance machines. On International Drone Day, people all over the world hold meetups, races, drone flying exhibitions, photography sessions, and educational events about safe drone use. As early as the 1800s, balloons and kites were used for military observation. During World War I, the first true concept of remote-controlled aircraft appeared. The Kettering bug from 1918, developed by the U.S., was a rudimentary cruise missile. In World War II, both the Allies and Axis experimented with remote-control aircraft and flying bombs. U.S. developed radio-controlled target drones and early unmanned aerial vehicle bombers. Drones became vital for surveillance and reconnaissance, especially over hostile territory during the Cold War. Firefighters Memorial Day is observed on May 4th each year. It's a day to honor and remember firefighters who have died in the line of duty and to show support for those who continue to serve. It's officially recognized in places like the United Kingdom, where fire and rescue services hold ceremonies, moments of silence, and memorial services. In some other countries, similar events are held under different names, like International Firefighters Day, also on May 4th. The day was established in 1999 following the tragic deaths of 5 firefighters in a wildfire in Lytton, Victoria, Australia. It was initiated by J.J. Edmondson, an Australian firefighter who proposed a global day of recognition for the firefighting profession. The date significance of May 4th is also the feast day of Saint Florian, the patron saint of firefighters in many Christian traditions. There's a tradition where a bell is rung in a pattern known as last alarm or striking the 4 fives that honors the fallen firefighters. National Hoagie Day is celebrated on May 5th every year. It's a day dedicated to honoring the classic hoagie, also known as a sub, hero, or grinder, a long sandwich filled with meats, cheeses, vegetables, and condiments. The hoagie has deep roots in Philadelphia, where it became a staple food, and it's a major part of American sandwich culture today. There are several competing stories about where the term hoagie came from. During World War I, Italian workers at the Hog Island shipyard in Philadelphia brought large sandwiches filled with meats, cheese, and lettuce. These became known as Hog Island sandwiches, which were eventually shortened to hoggies and then hoagies. Or, in South Philadelphia, anyone who was down on their luck was said to be on the hoke. Deli owners would give them meat and cheese sandwiches, calling them hoagies. Or, some say street vendors near jazz clubs would sell hoagies to hungry musicians and patrons after shows. Or, others claim the term was simply slang used by Italian-American deli owners in Philadelphia to describe the sandwich style. The Great American Grump Out is celebrated annually on the first Wednesday in May, encouraging individuals to spend 24 hours without complaining, frowning, or being grumpy. This day promotes humor, self-awareness, and positive behaviors to lighten up the seriousness and stresses of the world for a day. Founded in 2002 by Janice A. Hathey, an author and speaker focused on stress reduction and improving mental health, physical and emotional health, the Great American Grump Out aims to counteract the negative effects of stress and grumpiness. Whether it's baking your favorite treat, taking a nature walk, or dancing to upbeat music, do something that brings you happiness. Enjoy a stand-up special, funny movie, or share humorous stories with friends and family to spread laughter. Reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. A simple call or message can brighten both your days. Take a few moments to breathe deeply, meditate, or reflect on positive aspects of your life. National Coconut Cream Pie Day is celebrated annually on May 8th, offering a delightful reason to indulge in this beloved dessert. Cream pies, including banana, chocolate, and coconut, surged in popularity in the early 20th century, particularly after the invention of pre-shredded coconut. Coconut cream pie likely evolved as a variation of vanilla custard pie, enriched with coconut flakes and topped with whipped cream. The coconut cream pie's rise to prominence in American cuisine can be traced back to the late 19th century. In 1895, a Philadelphia flour miller received a shipment of coconuts as repayment for a debt from a Cuban client. This led to the establishment of a factory that dried and shredded coconut meat, making it more accessible for use in recipes. By the early 20th century, coconut cream pie had become a staple in American cookbooks and bakeries. Coconut cream pie is sometimes confused with coconut custard pie, but they're different. Coconut cream pie is a no-bake, stovetop custard poured into a pre-baked crust and chilled. Coconut custard pie is baked with eggs and coconut mixed into the filling. Fantastic Friday is an annual event celebrated on the second Friday of May, with the next observance falling on May 9th of 2025. Fantastic Friday is a global initiative aimed at raising awareness and promoting advocacy for the protection of elasmobranchs, cartilaginous fish such as sharks, rays, skates, and sawfish. The day was established in 2011 by Whale Times Incorporated, an organization founded by Ruth Musgrave in 1995 to connect children to the ocean. Fantastic Friday Fin Pledge: eat sustainable seafood. If you cannot easily trace the path from the sea to your plate, find another source. Speak up to change laws in your country that supports or allows the sale of shark fins. Speak up to change laws in your country that does not try to minimize, bycatch, or other fishing practices that kill sharks, skates, or rays with little regard. Support shark, skate, and ray research and conservation. The more we know, the better we can protect them. Archery Day is celebrated annually on the second Saturday in May, which in 2025 falls on May 10th. Archery Day honors the ancient practice of using bows and arrows for hunting, sport, and warfare. Dating back over 12,000 years, archery has evolved into a modern sport enjoyed worldwide. In 2015, the National Archery in the Schools program established Archery Day to coincide with their annual tournament, aiming to promote the sport and engage communities. Earliest evidence of archery comes from around 10,000 to 9,000 BCE in the Mesolithic period, with arrowheads found in regions like Africa and Europe. Ancient Egypt, around 2800 BCE, used bows and arrows for hunting and warfare, often depicted in tomb paintings. Archery became an Olympic sport in 1900, then reintroduced permanently in 1972. Today it's practiced worldwide in forms like target archery, field archery, and bow hunting. National Eat What You Want Day is celebrated annually on May 11th. This lighthearted observance encourages individuals to set aside their dietary restrictions for a day and indulge in their favorite foods without guilt. The holiday was created by Thomas and Ruth Roy, radio personalities from Myerstown, Pennsylvania. They submitted the event to the Chase's annual events as a reaction to the plethora of conflicting health claims and diet trends. The idea was to promote a day where people could enjoy their favorite foods freely. Eat your favorite comfort foods, pizza, burgers, ice cream, or anything else you usually avoid. Why is all the good stuff so fattening? Try something new or exotic you've always wanted to taste. Expand those taste buds. Simply enjoying food without counting calories or reading labels. There are no calories today. While it's meant to be a fun day, many also use it as a reminder about balance, showing that it's okay to enjoy food without stress once in a while. National Limerick Day is celebrated annually on May 12th, commemorating the birthday of Edward Lear from 1812 to 1888, the English poet and artist renowned for popularizing the Limerick form through his 1846 publication, A Book of Nonsense. While Lear did not invent the limerick, his whimsical and often nonsensical verses brought widespread attention to this unique poetic style. What is a limerick? A limerick is a 5-line poem characterized by a distinct rhythm and rhythm scheme. Line 1, 2, and 5, these lines typically contain 3 metrical feet in rhythm with each other. Lines 3 and 4, these shorter lines usually have 2 metrical feet and share a different rhythm. The standard rhythm pattern follows A, B, B, A, and the meter is often anapestic, contributing to the limerick's playful and rhythmic quality. There once was a YouTube channel called What Is Today? The host Christopher Mosier had much to say. With knowledge in hand, he made quite a stand to inform and clue you in on the day. Cough Drop Day is an annual observance celebrated on May 13th. It's a day dedicated to recognizing and appreciating cough drops, those small medicated lozenges that help soothe sore throats and alleviate coughs. Egypt, 100,000 BCE, the earliest versions of cough drops were simple lozenges made from honey and herbs. These were used to soothe sore throats and suppress coughs. The Smith brothers in 1852, one of the first companies to produce and sell commercial cough drops, they became a household name and helped popularize medicated lozenges. Luden's, 1879, founded by William H. Luden in Pennsylvania. His drops combined menthol and honey and were known for being more palatable. Some early lozenges included now restricted substances like morphine, heroin, or opium before drug regulations were established. The Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906 and the formation of the FDA in the United States brought stricter controls leading to the removal of harmful or addictive substances. National Dance Like a Chicken Day is celebrated on May 14th. The day encourages everyone to embrace their inner chicken and dance like one. This means flapping your arms, strutting, and generally having fun with the silly chicken dance. The chicken dance is a lighthearted, internationally recognized novelty dance with origins dating back to the early 1950s. It was composed by Werner Thomas, a Swiss accordionist, who initially called it the duck dance. Thomas played the tune in Swiss restaurants where it quickly caught on due to its simple, cheerful melody. The song made its way to West Germany in the 1960s and 1970s, gaining traction at festivals and beer halls. During this period, it was renamed several times, and the now familiar dance moves were added, flapping arms like wings, wiggling hips, and clapping in rhythm. The chicken dance crossed the Atlantic and became widely popular in the United States during the 1980s. It was rebranded with its current name and became a staple at weddings, school functions, Oktoberfest events, and sporting games. National Nylon Stocking Day is observed on May 15th each year to celebrate the history and cultural impact of nylon stockings, an innovation that transformed fashion, industry, and women's wardrobes in the 20th century. Nylon stockings made their debut in the United States on May 15th of 1940 when they went on sale for the first time in department stores. Developed by scientists at DuPont, nylon was the first fully synthetic fiber, hailed as a miracle fabric for its strength, elasticity, and affordability. On launch day, more than 4 million pairs of nylon stockings were sold in a frenzy that reflected both the popularity of the product and the power of new synthetic materials. Prior to nylon, women primarily wore stockings made from silk or rayon, both of which were more expensive and less durable. Nylon offered a sleek, affordable alternative and quickly became a symbol of modernity and femininity. In the decades that followed, they evolved into pantyhose and tights, but the classic sheer nylon stocking remains a retro-style icon. Ride a Unicycle Day is a whimsical celebration dedicated to the skill, balance, and fun of riding a unicycle. Ride a Unicycle Day is celebrated annually on the third Sunday of May. In 2025, it falls on May 18th. This day, along with National Unicycle Week, is a time to encourage people to try unicycling, share their love for the sport, and promote its benefits. In the 1860s and 1880s, riders of penny farthings often leaned forward, placing most of their weight on the large front wheel, which also held the pedals. In doing so, some noticed that they could maintain balance even if the rear wheel lifted off the ground. Over time, riders began removing the rear wheel entirely, either for sport or performance, leading to the creation of the first true unicycles. These early unicycles were likely hand-built by skilled hobbyists or circus performers. They had no brakes, gears, or chains, just a wheel with pedals directly attached to the hub, much like today's unicycles. Unicycles added juggling, tightrope walking, and other stunts to increase the entertainment value. Pack Rat Day is observed annually on May 17th and is dedicated to reflecting on our tendency to hold on to things, whether they're sentimental keepsakes, clutter, or outright junk. The day humorously acknowledges both literal pack rats, hoarders of physical items, and metaphorical ones, encouraging people to either embrace their collections or consider letting go. A pack rat is someone who habitually collects and keeps things often beyond what's necessary. The term comes from a desert wood rat, also known as a pack rat, which is known for hoarding shiny or miscellaneous objects in its nest. Hoarders are individuals who excessively collect and struggle to discard possessions, often regardless of their actual value. This behavior can lead to overwhelming clutter, health hazards, strained relationships, and emotional distress. Hoarding is not just a habit, it's considered a mental health condition, formally recognized as hoarding disorder. Pack Rat Day is not about shaming collectors, rather, it offers a lighthearted moment to reflect on what we hold onto and why. National No Dirty Dishes Day is celebrated every year on May 18th as a lighthearted reminder to take a break from one of the most dreaded household chores, washing dishes. The day encourages people to either avoid making dirty dishes altogether or to get all the dishes clean and keep them that way for the full 24 hours. This quirky observance isn't about neglecting cleanliness, it's about simplicity, convenience, and maybe even relaxation. Whether you choose to wash every last dish or cleverly avoid using any, the goal is the same: no dirty dishes by day's end. Use disposable plates and utensils mindfully, preferably compostable or recyclable. Eat out or order takeout to skip kitchen cleanup. Have a picnic using finger foods that require no plates or cutlery. Meal prep in advance to limit dishwashing. Get those dishes done, make sure they're all clean, and then just be lazy. Be lazy as hell. Be lazy as hell on No Dirty Dishes Day. National Devil's Food Cake Day is celebrated on May 19th each year, honoring one of the richest and most indulgent cakes in the world, Devil's Food Cake. This moist, chocolatey cake is beloved for its deep, dark color and intense flavor, often paired with creamy frosting like chocolate or buttercream. The origins of Devil's Food Cake are somewhat mysterious, but is believed to have emerged in the late 19th century in the United States. The name Devil's Food is thought to be a playful reference to the cake's rich and decadent qualities, in contrast to the lighter, more delicate angel food cake. The cake is described as being sinfully indulgent, which is why it may have gained the devil-themed name. Devil's Food Cake differs from other chocolate cakes in that it often uses baking soda or baking powder as leavening agents, giving it a lighter, fluffier texture. The cake's signature deep color is often achieved with the addition of dark cocoa powder or coffee, which enhances the flavor and adds to the cake's bold richness. National Streaming Day is celebrated annually on May 20th and is dedicated to honoring the impact of streaming services on entertainment, media consumption, and our daily lives, as streaming has revolutionized how we watch movies, TV shows, listen to music, and even play video games. This day celebrates the convenience and accessibility that streaming platforms have provided to audiences worldwide. In the past 2 decades, streaming has transformed the way people consume entertainment. Gone are the days of relying on cable TV schedules or physical media like DVDs and CDs. Instead, streaming platforms like Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, Apple Music, Hulu, and many others have become household names. These platforms allow users to instantly access a vast library of content anytime, anywhere, as long as they have an internet connection. Streaming services have reshaped the media landscape, offering on-demand access to movies, TV, documentaries, and more. It's a whole new world. Eat More Fruit and Vegetables Day is celebrated on the Wednesday before Memorial Day each year, making it a timely reminder to embrace healthier eating just as summer begins. The day encourages people of all ages to add more fresh, nutritious produce to your meals, an easy step toward better overall health. Fruits and vegetables are packed with essential vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants, yet many people fall short of the daily recommended servings. This observance aims to raise awareness of the importance of plant-based nutrition in preventing chronic diseases, supporting digestion, boosting immunity, and maintaining a healthy weight. Think in colors. Eating a rainbow of produce ensures you're getting a wide variety of nutrients. Red tomatoes, orange carrots, yellow squash, green broccoli, blue purple blueberries, and white cauliflower. Each offer unique health benefits. Not to mention it helps with weight management, as most fruits and vegetables are low in calories and high in volume. National Solitaire Day is celebrated every year on May 22nd to honor the enduring appeal of one of the world's most beloved single-player card games. While Solitaire has been around for centuries in various forms, this day specifically celebrates its digital version, made famous by Microsoft Windows in the 1990s. The exact origins of Solitaire, also called Patience, are unclear, but it likely began in Northern Europe in the late 1700s. The game spread quickly and evolved into many variations. The most well-known version in the US is Klondike, where the goal is to move all cards to 4 foundation piles ordered by suit and rank. In 1990, Microsoft included Solitaire in Windows 3.0 as a way to help users become comfortable with using a mouse. It became an instant hit and remains a nostalgic favorite. Microsoft Solitaire was inducted into the World Video Game Hall of Fame in 2019 for its cultural and technological impact. Now go play with yourself. Play some Solitaire. National Death Busters Day is observed on the Thursday before Memorial Day each year and was established to raise awareness about safe driving practices, especially as the busy summer travel season begins. The day focuses on preventing traffic fatalities through education, awareness, and action. National Death Busters Day was launched by Traffic Safety Marketing and other public safety organizations as part of a broader initiative to reduce roadway deaths, particularly those caused by drunk or impaired driving, distracted driving, texting or phone use, speeding and reckless behavior, failure to wear seatbelts. The day serves as a reminder before Memorial Day weekend, which historically sees a spike in traffic-related accidents and fatalities due to increased travel and holiday celebrations. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Memorial Day weekend is one of the most dangerous times to be on the road in the U.S. National Death Busters Day is part of the effort to reverse that trend by promoting individual responsibility and smart choices.
What?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
National Scavenger Hunt Day is celebrated each year on May 24th and honors the fun, challenge, and creativity of one of the most enduring group activities, the scavenger hunt. Whether for kids, adults, or corporate team building, scavenger hunts bring people together through exploration, problem solving, and a touch of friendly competition. A scavenger hunt is a game in which players are given a list of specific items to find, tasks to complete, or clues to solve, often within a set area and time limit. The goal is to gather all items or complete all challenges before time runs out. Scavenger hunts date back to early 20th century party games, but the term became popular in the 1930s thanks to Elsa Maxwell, a New York socialite and game enthusiast. Over time, scavenger hunts evolved into school events, team building exercises, and pop culture challenges. Nick Cage loves scavenger hunts so much he did it twice. National Tap Dancers Day is celebrated each year on May 25th, honoring the artistry, rhythm, and cultural significance of tap dance in American history. The date was chosen to commemorate the birthday of Bill Bojangles Robinson, born 1878 to 1949, one of the most influential and celebrated tap dancers of all time. National Tap Dance Day was first proposed to the U.S. Congress in 1989 and was officially signed into law later that year by President George H.W. Bush. It was created to recognize tap dance as a unique American art form that blends African and European dance traditions, and to celebrate its contribution to music, theater, and culture. Tap dance evolved in the 19th century from a fusion of African tribal dances and Irish jigs and step dances. Enslaved Africans in America used rhythmic footwork as a form of expression, which blended over time with European styles. By the early 20th century, tap had become a fixture of vaudeville, Broadway, and Hollywood. National Blueberry Cheesecake Day is celebrated annually on May 26 to honor one of the most beloved and indulgent dessert combinations, creamy cheesecake topped with sweet, tangy blueberries. This food holiday encourages everyone to enjoy a slice of this fruity, decadent treat. Cheesecake itself has ancient origins dating back to ancient Greece, but the addition of blueberries is a modern twist that has made it a favorite across the US and beyond. The rich, creamy texture of cheesecake pairs perfectly with the vibrant burst of blueberries, whether fresh, cooked in a compote, or swirled into the batter. The sweet, tart nature of blueberries cuts through the richness of the cream cheese filling. A crumbly graham cracker crust, smooth filling, and juicy berries create a delightful mouthful. Blueberries are often in peak season from May through August, making this an ideal spring into summer dessert. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants and vitamin C, so while cheesecake might not be a health food, the berries on top bring some nutritional value to the table. Old Time Player Piano Day is celebrated every year on May 27th, honoring the nostalgic charm and mechanical marvel of the player piano, a self-playing instrument that brought music into homes, saloons, and theaters long before digital playlists or radio. A player piano, also known as a pianola, is a type of piano that plays automatically using a perforated paper roll, a system of air-powered bellows, and mechanical levers. As the roll moves, the holes correspond to notes, triggering the keys to play without a live pianist. Many player pianos also allow for manual playing. The concept dates back to the mid-1800s, but it reached commercial success in the early 1900s. Between 1900 and 1930, player pianos were a popular form of in-home entertainment, especially in the US and Europe. Before widespread radio or phonographs, they brought orchestral music, ragtime, and jazz into everyday homes. The rise of radio, phonographs, and electric pianos led to a decline in popularity. However, interest revived in the mid-20th century among collectors and enthusiasts. National Brisket Day is celebrated every year on May 28th, honoring one of the most flavorful and beloved cuts of meat, brisket. Whether it's slow-smoked Texas-style barbecue, braised in a traditional Jewish holiday meal, or sliced thin for a sandwich, brisket has earned its place as a centerpiece of culinary tradition across cultures. Brisket comes from the lower chest of a cow, a well-exercised muscle that becomes incredibly tender and flavorful when cooked low and slow. Because it's naturally tough, it's ideal for long cooking methods like smoking, braising, or roasting, which break down the connective tissue and render it melt-in-your-mouth soft. In the US, brisket is most famous in Texas-style barbecue, where it's seasoned with a dry rub and smoked for hours over hard wood until it's tender and juicy, often served with a smoke ring and bark. Braised brisket is a staple of Jewish holidays, often cooked with onions, carrots, and tomato-based sauces for family gatherings like Passover and Rosh Hashanah. Get yourself some brisket today. So yummy. Learn About Composting Day is observed annually on May 29th and serves as a reminder of the environmental and practical benefits of composting, the natural process of recycling organic waste into rich, fertile soil. It's an ideal day to start a composting habit, whether you're in a rural backyard or a city apartment. Composting is the controlled decomposition of organic matter such as food scraps, yard waste, and paper into nutrient-rich humus that can be added to soil to improve its quality and fertility. It mimics nature's recycling system and reduces the amount of waste sent to landfills. Food scraps and yard debris make up about 30% of what we throw away. Organic waste in landfills decomposes anaerobically, producing methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Compost adds nutrients, enhances soil structure, increases waste, and increases water retention. Homemade compost can reduce the need for chemical fertilizers and watering. It's essential for eco-friendly lawns, gardens, and agriculture. Observed on May 30th, Fakesgiving is an informal, often humorous term for a Thanksgiving-style meal celebrated on a day other than the actual Thanksgiving holiday, typically with friends or in non-traditional settings. It's a playful twist on Friendsgiving and is most commonly observed by college students or anyone who can't or doesn't want to celebrate on the official day in November. Fakesgiving is essentially a mock Thanksgiving that includes traditional dishes like turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and pie, but it's held earlier or sometimes later than Thanksgiving Day. It allows people with different schedules to enjoy the holiday together. Fakesgiving is usually less formal and more about camaraderie. It opens the door for new takes on Thanksgiving, vegetarian spreads, themed potlucks, or international twists. Fakesgiving has become especially popular on college campuses where students gather for a meal before heading home for the holidays. Why is it observed on May 30th? Who the hell knows? World Parrot Day is celebrated on May 31st each year and is dedicated to raising awareness about the conservation of parrots, as well as celebrating these colorful, intelligent, and beloved birds. The day highlights the importance of protecting parrot species around the world, many of which face the threat of extinction due to habitat loss, illegal trade, and climate change. Parrots are some of the most captivating and unique birds, known for their vibrant plumage, incredible intelligence, and ability to mimic sounds, including human speech. There are around 393 species of parrots, but many of these species are now endangered or vulnerable, with populations declining rapidly. World Parrot Day shines a light on the importance of protecting natural habitats and fighting against the illegal pet trade that threatens many parrot species. The day encourages people to learn about parrots, their natural habitats, and the challenges they face in the wild. The event was initiated by the World Parrot Trust, a nonprofit organization dedicated to saving parrots in the wild and ensuring that these birds have a sustainable future.